Well, good Thursday. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mackailyn Johnson in for Journey Taylor today. Simone Thomas here with us. Simone, it is cold outside. December. It has knocked on our doors and everybody just needs a coat and a scarf because I can't handle it.
December came and said, I'm bringing winter with me for this fall. And we've been cold all week. I know Tuesday was definitely that standout day for the cold, and we're kind of getting a rinse and repeat of that in time for Friday. Here is where we are across the state right now, though. I don't know if you could tell, but we've got some cold air starting to move into the state. Northern Arkansas already feeling the impacts. Mountain Home hanging on to 33 degrees right at noon. Batesville up to 38. But as you look farther south in the state, Texarkana up to 58, 54 in Camden right now, 47 right now in the capital city in Pine Bluff. This is likely going to be our high for the day as we continue through the afternoon and that cold air moves further south. Temperatures are on the decline, and as you see after sunset around 5 o'clock, we're already dipping into the upper 30s. By 8 o'clock, we're looking to already be touching that freezing line. Overnight, we're tracking lows in the lower to middle 20s. It's definitely going to be a bitter cold night ahead, but I'll have a preview of the weekend and how cold we're looking to be in that 7-day outlook.
Simone, thank you. The Little Rock School District spent last night hearing public concerns over their plans to consolidate some schools. THV 11's Ashley Godwin was there and shares more on the words that were exchanged.
You express your concerns. Get your voice heard.
It was a packed room at Centron University where parents and staff came to talk about the possible closures within LRSD. The proposals include consolidating Carver Elementary into Washington Elementary. The new school name would become the Carver Washington Steam Magnet Elementary School. Brady Elementary would close, and those students would be dispersed to McDermott, Pulaski Heights, Jefferson, Forest Park, J.A. Fair, and Stevens.
Washington's building is larger, so it has a greater capacity for growth.
I know not everyone tunes in to board meetings, and so that was a mistake that I know that we made upon reflection.
LRSD Superintendent Jamal Wright also spoke, addressing the timeline of when these recommendations were made. He said while it felt rushed, he made the mistake of rushing the decision further instead of letting the community weigh in like originally planned.
I did push at the last minute for the board to take action on these recommendations, and again, that was a huge mistake on my part.
Then Superintendent Wright answered questions from the audience.
What plan do you have to transition students from Carver to Washington?
Great question. Take the time to unearth every single question or detail about this particular transition to make sure that we don't leave any stone unturned.
The school board is expected to vote on these closures in a couple weeks on December 19th. In Little Rock, Ashley Godwin, THV 11 News.
And following up to a story we told you about yesterday, Saline County is expanding its emergency communication services. Wednesday, county leaders rolled out their new text-based emergency alert system. It's the OnSolve Red system. And according to Saline County, by signing up, you'll receive information related to your community. That means you'll know firsthand about natural disasters, crime, and any type of emergency alert. The county judge is urging everyone in Saline to opt in right away.
You can go to salinecounty.org/alerts, and you can completely activate your system for you and your family. I would say that you need to sign up for the phone calls, the emails, and the text.
Judge Brumley pointed to their recently consolidated 911 system, crediting it for allowing their latest advancement. And in a THV 11 update, the Phi Gamma Delta fraternity at the University of Arkansas is under suspension for alleged acts of hazing. Kayla Davis shares more on the consequences they'll face.
University officials released letters confirming the Fiji chapter at the University of Arkansas is suspended for a minimum of 3 years. This comes after an investigation and formal hearing found the chapter guilty of emotional and physical hazing, the use of alcohol in the pledging process, and underage consumption. On October 18th, the University of Arkansas received a report of hazing at the Phi Alpha chapter of Phi Gamma Delta, or Fiji, involving the alleged physical injury of members. An investigation conducted by university officials and Fiji National Headquarters found the chapter guilty of hazing, the use of alcohol in the pledging process as well as underage consumption, and failure to comply with order from university officials. We reached out to Fiji headquarters for interview. The executive director sent us a statement saying, quote, "The International Fraternity has suspended the charter of its Phi Alpha chapter at the University of Arkansas, effectively closing the chapter. The decision to suspend the chapter followed a joint investigation conducted with the university, which found violations of the fraternity's laws and policies. Along with a 3-year suspension, the organization is required to pay a $2,000 fine by February 25th and must officially move out of the Fiji House by Friday, December 13th. A letter was sent out to parents and guardians of Fiji members on Wednesday detailing alternative options for university housing, including the Marshall and Maple Hill South. While all brothers of the fraternity will keep their membership, they will not be able to participate or conduct any chapter activities, initiate members, or use any of the names of the fraternity, including Phi Gamma Delta, Fiji, and Phi Gam. The Fiji House is closed effective immediately to all guests who do not live in the house. The chapter can make a formal request to return to the house in the fall semester of 2029.
A former police officer in Northwest Arkansas has been found not guilty of negligent homicide. Christopher Cordero went on trial for his role in a traffic stop that resulted in the death of 49-year-old Michael Hanna back in 2022. An autopsy revealed Hanna died from a combination of heart disease, drug intoxication, physical exertion, and a number of other factors.
You know, the jurors are the conscience of the community, and I felt pretty strongly that they needed to be the one to decide whether or not Officer Cordero was guilty in this case. They heard all the evidence and decided that we didn't meet our burden.
Cordero faced up to a year in prison. He resigned from the force a short time after being placed on administrative leave back in 2022. And in other news, leaders in Central Arkansas shared opposition over the idea of expanding crypto mining in Little Rock. Yesterday, lawmakers joined along local leaders in a press conference. They shared concerns over the risk for noise and pollution. In addition, the proposed location was also something that prompted negative reaction.
Why did they pick this facility that's less than 5 miles away from our airbase? This is a national security concern.
The facility's inability to meet required construction guidelines was also brought into question. And just in time for the holiday rush, the U.S. Postal Service says they're well prepared for the holiday rush in this season. New investments resulted in 7,000 new hires for the season. In addition, the mailing giant says increased sorting and delivery vehicles will make for a smoother process. A teacher is using his love for style to influence his students. Watch how he's doing it ahead at 12:18.
Many of us have already seen our high temperature for today as we continue through the afternoon. Temperatures are on the decline. We're getting into the lower 40s through the rest of the afternoon. And I'll have a look at the weekend ahead coming up after the break.